Our first speaker this morning is Jeanette Mao. She's the new CEO of Hong Kong Express, or HK Express. Jeanette, do you want to come up?
Morning.
Thanks for coming this morning.
Thanks for having me.
So let me start with a very tough question.
Oh.
How is business right now? Are things pretty strong?
Yeah. After the COVID, actually, it took us 7 months to ramp up from 10% of pre-COVID capacity to 100%. So 7 months. So basically last year we completed the whole recovery journey and boldly embarked on a growth journey. So as we speak now, we are already more than 140% of pre-COVID level. So definitely it's on the right track. And talking about the fleet, we are also, in the past 10 months, every 40 days, we are welcoming a new aircraft into our fleet. So from pre-COVID 23 aircrafts to now 33, and we are looking at 40 aircrafts by end of this year.
Great. I'm generally not an engine guy, but it's hard to come into one of these conferences and not discuss engines. You have some of these 321 Neos with Pratt & Whitney engines. How many of them are on the ground right now, and how do you run an airline when you don't have all the airplanes you expected to have?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we have, in our fleet, we have total 10 A320neo aircraft with the Pratt & Whitney engine. The global recall issue definitely is one of the challenges that we are facing in our growth journey. So based on the first batch and the second batch global recall, currently we have 7 engines already off the wing and waiting to go to the shop. So to us, for airlines, it's very important to have more visibility about how long it will take and when it can come back. So we keep very close dialogue with Pratt & Whitney. I know they also face the challenge about the spare parts and MRO capability, but this will be, yes, you are right, this will be the challenge for the next 3 years. Luckily, we have all those new A321neo aircraft coming, so we took the 4 aircraft already. The 5th just arrived for Hong Kong from Hamburg 2 days ago. So in this year, we will welcome 8 more. By end of next year, all the 16 new aircraft, A321neo, will be delivered. And also, you know, the group ordered another 32 A321 and A320neo, and a big portion will be for HK Express. So all these new aircraft will continue to fuel our future growth, while at the same time we are managing, for the Pratt & Whitney issue. Yeah.
So, I mean, is it fair to say that, you know, looking out into the future, this will be an all A321neo airline, or are there some cases you need a smaller airplane?
I think we need both, okay? But we aspire to have the new aircrafts because the new aircrafts definitely is more fuel efficient. Using A321neo aircraft as example, 236 seats, one class, and every seat it can save up to 20%. The fuel consumption. It's definitely a more efficient aircraft with the, you know, the latest engine, with the cabin innovation and all these. So in the new order, actually, there are a combination of A320 and A321neo. We do need both configuration because based on the different routes and needs. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your customers. I mean, are they a different customer, literally different people than are flying Cathay Pacific? Or are your customers their customers, and sometimes they trade up and sometimes they trade down?
I think the segments are different, okay? Cathay definitely for frequent traveler, for business traveler, that's is their first choice. For us, more on the leisure segments, okay? The model is different, the destination could be also different, right? So I won't say it's totally 2 different segments, but there are some overlapping. Like Brian, you, right? When you fly on business, you will choose Cathay. But if you travel with your families and to some exotic destination, Da Nang in Vietnam or Phuket in Thailand, maybe you will choose us, right? So I think even for the same person, for different purpose, you may choose different airlines.
I have to admit, I try to avoid low-cost carriers. Even with my family, my kids are ages 6 and 4, and they like to be very comfortable. But I'm sure it's a great airline. So you came from Cathay, and like, what is? I believe you were a general manager in service delivery. Is that right?
Yes.
And Cathay is known for the great service. What's the biggest thing to get used to now that you're running an airline where maybe service isn't the #1 priority? What's different to run LCC?
I think when I just stepped on this role, I got one piece of advice from my boss, the chair of HK Express, and also the CEO of Cathay Pacific, Ronald. So he told me, he said, if you want to excel in this role, please, you need to set aside everything you learned from Cathay in the past 21 years of tenure, okay? I was shocked because that was my first job, and that was all my professional knowledge and experience about, right? But I think with that piece of advice, I was cautiously to be very, very open-minded, to be, embrace all the expertise from my team who have lots of the experience and knowledge about the LCC. And I had the habit is always asking, when we have problems, we're always asking, how about the other LCC encounter them? How about the other industry leaders encounter? Always looking out. But I think another sort of adjustment is instead of chasing perfection for every aspect, I think it's very important. What I learned is to stay focused and prioritize the focus. Just focus a few things that customer really value and drive the excellence on that. So for example, OTP, right? It's something that really close to the heart for our customers and also for our operation, because every minute counts, not only important for customer, but also key for our utilization, aircraft utilization. And for LCC model, we want to maximize the utilization, minimize the costly delay. So for OTP, it's something we focus on, and we drive the excellence on that. And another thing is about the simplicity. Complexity naturally, evolves, but I think the challenge I learned is how to make things simple, make things very simple, and that leads to the cost efficiency. But if you ask me, is there anything, crossover? I think definitely. Still, even for LCC, putting customer needs at the centric and shaping the culture for the whole organization is still a timeless, principle to drive the success of the business.
Do your customers care about, service and comfort at all, or is it just price, and maybe on-time performance?
I think what I see our customers are really value-driven, okay? We call it value hackers. The value could be pricing, definitely, but also the experience, that value for money. And also because now it's so easy to browse the online to compare different travel options, compare the pricing, right? So people, when they plan the trip, they meticulously go to the website to seek for advice and compare the pricing. So I think value has two aspects. One is the pricing, the other is the experience. Whether the experience we deliver is value for money. That's the important for our targeted segment.
Okay, thank you. I wanted to ask you a little bit about marketing. All LCCs do it a little bit differently. It seems like HK Express, every time I turn around, you're giving out 14,000 free tickets or something like that. That seems to be where the marketing budget is going. What is it about giving away thousands and thousands of free tickets that works for HK Express?
Firstly, this is the Hello Hong Kong campaign that Airport Authority launched to welcome the tourists from all over the world coming to Hong Kong. So as the Hong Kong-based only LCC, as the home-based carrier, we definitely support them. So yes, we launched several rounds of that, and in order to tell the world that Hong Kong is back and welcome all the tourists coming to Hong Kong. But talking about marketing, yes, pricing is, we are not shy about our pricing. Pricing is something that we are proud of, right? So we do have, on and off different tactical promotion about different destinations, about the pricing. And in the last October, we celebrated our 10th anniversary for being the LCC in Hong Kong. And we also launched the unbeatable Hong Kong $10, tickets campaign to share the joy with our customer. So yes, we do lots of the campaign with our pricing. And one thing I believe is usually we follow the demand, but for some of the routes, actually we stimulate demand. So maybe you will say, oh, I don't want to fly this weekend. I may go for hiking somewhere, but 60 Hong Kong dollars, go to Taichung, please. You will fly, right? These are the demand we will stimulate and create the demand. And for some of the routes we fly to, there isn't demand there yet. So we try to nurture the route and cultivate. Actually, there are lots of things to explore in this destination. Those secondary cities in Japan is a good example. Some you probably haven't heard the name yet: Takamatsu, Kagoshima, Okinawa. But when the routes mature, we see actually the demand can be nurtured. And the people will enjoy those exotic experience and are different from those big cities that they always went to before. Yeah.
So there's some routes where you have to stimulate demand. What routes are very, very strong right now? Where do people want to go at good fares?
I think similar to last year, is Japan still very, very strong. But we see the secondary city of Japan are also catching up, as I mentioned. Besides Japan, those leisure destinations, sun and the beach, Phuket, Da Nang, are also very strong. Yeah, so I think, again, it's because our targeted segment is the leisure segments and the short haul, up to 4 hours. So these are all performing very good. Last summer, actually, the whole 2 months, we have recorded a high load factor of 98% for the 2 months, not for 2 days. So I think that's really remarkable. But I would say in moving to this year with more capacity in the market, we are also aware that the yield will gradually return to normal. So normalization of the yield is some trend that we will see this year and will a little bit different from the last year. Okay.
You still see a situation, though, where maybe the region doesn't have as much capacity as it should, especially during peak periods. And so, the legacy airlines, the older airlines, can't really service all the demand?
I think definitely from last year. But now all the airlines are ramping up, are recovering, or some, like us, are already growing. So we are all facing the challenge of manpower, ground handling engine, caterer, truckers, all these. But every airline is trying their best way to manage that. And as I said, I think this year the supply of the capacity will gradually catch up. And we will see the yield normalization trend gradually from this year. Yeah.
Great. You talked a little bit before about very low prices stimulating demand. Presumably, you have to sell ancillary items to those people, right, to make money. Definitely. What is selling well right now?
Most of ancillaries still are flying related, like the baggage. Related and also the seat selection. These are the most popular. But we also see more people ordering the F&B, the food on board. And we also introduce lots of new menu, like the Hong Kong flavor, the fishball, the egg waffle, the bubble tea on board to stimulate and encourage customer to order before they got on board. So yeah, majority still flight-related baggage, seat selection, but more other ancillary revenue is coming, and we are expanding, other aspects. Because as you said, for LCC, ancillary revenue is a very important revenue source. Currently, around 25% of our revenue contributed from the ancillary.
Can you give us an example of something that you're looking at for ancillary in the future?
Some advertisement. Yeah, we didn't do much in the past, but actually this is some area definitely we can look into and partner with some, partnership with some other brands. It's something we look into. And also for the in-flight F&B, we want to make it more diverse, enrich our products as well, so that people are more willing, even for 2-3 hours flights, they are more willing to book, to order, yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for this discussion. We'll bring it back on for the panel in a few minutes.
Thank you,
Really
Ryan.
do appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you. Thank you.